hands on deck. This ain't a drill. Grab your waifus. Hold on for your laifu, because Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2 has finally been announced. So what are the details and what can we expect? Let's take a look. So the big announcement was made at Kadokawa Light Novel Expo 2020, much to everyone's surprise and excitement, and was promptly posted all over Twitter. Now, if you don't know why everyone's so excited, or what this anime even is, let me go ahead and fill you in, you fresh little weeblet, you. Hataraku Maou-sama, or The Devil is a Part-Timer, was a light novel series that was first adapted to an anime back in 2013. It follows a demon king from a fantasy world who escapes to our world in order to avoid defeat at the hands of a legendary hero. But when he arrives, he finds a few surprises. First, his magic is greatly diminished and he can't get home. Second, he's become a human. And third, the hero followed him here. Not to mention the strains imposed by everyday life, like paying rent and affording food. Escapism, yeah? So the freshly renamed Sadao Mao gets a job at McDonald's and starts flipping burgers with the ultimate goal of world domination. It was a fun comedy with good action sequences and infinitely lovable characters, and everyone eagerly awaited the second season, which never came. Fast forward more than 7 years, and we have our announcement finally. So what do we know so far? First off, and importantly for many people, the original voice cast is set to reprise their roles. So if you loved Hisaka Yoko's turn as the tsundere hero Emilia, rejoice, she and the rest are all back. And as far as things we know for sure, that's it. But there are some educated conjectures that we can make here. First off, from the promo images, you can tell that the character designs are different. From this, we can assume that the original studio, White Fox, will no longer be involved in production. Some may love or hate the new designs, but I really don't think they're drastically different. Further, the first season covered the first 2 light novels in the series, so if the second season has the same episode count, it's safe to assume that it'll cover the next 2 light novels. There's always a chance they could surprise us by having it be a 2-course season, maybe adapt a little bit more, but having the show announced at all was already a miracle. I wouldn't hold out for another. Interestingly enough, if the show were to come out at the same rate that it has been so far, by my calculations, we should have a completed adaptation of the light novels in about 60 years. So hopefully my geriatric ass will still be able to watch anime at that point, because damn, will I be ready to see the conclusion by then. The announcement was accompanied by the launch of a webpage for the series, but aside from some sweet comments by the original author and artist, it really doesn't have much there. They also released a short PV showing the new character animations in action, but there's really nothing useful on it like a release date or anything. Or yes, I'm recording a video on it right now, I already know. I'm nothing if not punctual. Now obviously I'm excited for the show, I love these characters and having them back is going to be a blast. But I think now is probably the best time for this show to come back because I think the original was a little ahead of its time. As I mentioned, the first season came out in 2013, which was a few years before the isekai craze went into full swing. What was a novel plot device at the time is now a whole genre in and of itself, but something's kind of been missing. The reverse isekai. There are a couple of outliers, sure, like there's some episodes in Outbreak Company and Gate where we see fantasy characters come to our world, but nothing on the scale of Devil is a Part-Timer. The show's plot was fun then, sure, but now it's a genre inversion, a cure to an overly saturated market. We're starting to care less about what happens when a normal dude gets sent to a fantasy world because we've seen it, and now we care more about what happens when fantastical characters are forced to become normal. A question that was already answered back in 2013. That was a long time ago. 2013, people were still saying things like, wow, this Kill la Kill show that's about to come out sure looks quirky, wonder if that'll be any good. We're all basically fossils at this point, the sooner we acknowledge that the better. This is an entirely different anime landscape, and I think we're starting to see a shift away from a trend that was really popular from 2013 up until recently. That practice is adapting one season's worth of a light novel into an anime in order to sell more copies of said light novel and then never touching the anime license again. That shit was always infuriating, especially for Western fans who may never get official translations of some of these LNs. Now that practice hasn't gone away entirely, but I do think we're making progress. Anime now seems to actually care about continuing. Look at ReZero, or Reincarnated as a Slime. Having an anime that adapts a lot of light novel territory is no longer a pipe dream. And matching this, we've seen all sorts of anime resurgences over the past few years, everything from Higurashi to Oregairu. And The Devil is a Part-Timer was already memed to hell and back before that, so that really just drove home how infuriating it was that we were never gonna get a second season. Never say never, apparently. Hear that, No Game No Life fans? There's hope. Hopefully we'll get more information soon, but I'm just happy we get to see these characters again. Mostly Emmy. I'm really just talking about Emmy. I like tsunderes. If you like this video, consider subscribing. Until next time, I've been Spoons, and thank you for watching.